Hello and welcome to this Jaguar XKR Typhoon Evo review. This is video 135 in our series of XK8 videos. This video is a follow-up from our Racing Green video where we went through the whole of the Racing Green price list and offers from 2001 onwards, including the later Tempest and Typhoon versions of the X100, the fully modified cars. I covered that in video 133. We also covered a period review from Jaguar World back in 2005. That's video 134 when we reviewed the XKR Typhoon as driven by them. And now we're going to have a look at what Evo thought about the car at that time. If you're interested in this video, you're likely to be interested in our channel, O&DR Modurol. Please take a look. If you've got an X100, XKR, there's loads of content on there. So here we are, the Evo review. It was actually a review that was posted on their website, www.evo.co.uk in February 2006. It's still out there. And the review goes, Jaguar XKR 450 Typhoon. The old cat gets 10th life with Racing Green modifications. Everywhere you go, you catch people running their eyes over this dark, pebble-smooth XKR. Low-slung and slightly menacing, on its glinting deep dish alloys, it's how the XK might have looked when Jaguar Stylish flourished their marker pens and came up with the original XK concept over a decade ago. In fact, this handsome limited edition model is the final hurrah for the XK, which will soon be replaced by the all-new model. Badged the 450 Typhoon, it has been created by the Surrey-based Racing Green Cars, and just 20 will be built. The Typhoon's subtle body kit and wide alloys are a source from Arden, the longest established German Jaguar enhancer for whom Racing Green is the sole UK agent. There we go, the supercharged engine there. It also features lowered stiffened suspension with a power upgrade that is said to lift the output of the XKR's supercharged 4.2 V8 from 400 to 450 bhp. Twist the key and the V8 catches and throbs with a heavy but cultured rumble that's deeper, louder and more inspiring than the standard cars. The engine mods run to an increased boost pressure, a new exhaust, sports air filter, rebap management and revised intercooling. At first glance, the interior appears standard, but closer inspection reveals there are some small but significant additions, including button switches on the back of the steering wheel. Press the sport button switch on the center console and you can use these buttons to cycle manually through the ratios of your 6-speed automatic. There is a red LED gear indicator nestled between the sunken dials which very neatly wears a matching aluminium bezel. Let's have a quick look at this. So here we go, it's a very good photograph I found of the actual buttons on the back of the steering wheel. They look very subtle, very hidden mod. You wouldn't even know they were there unless you actually look behind the steering wheel. This is the shift light indicator in between the speedo and the rev counter. If you get a close look, I've got a picture here. It actually has got a red illuminated number there that tells you what gear you're in. Very, very good. There are two further switches in the car lent by generous owner Andrew Smith. The first increases steering wheel weight over the standard setup by reducing assistance. The second isn't part of the Typhoon package, but it can be supplied by Racing Green and activates a water methyl injection system that helps keep the engine cool and thus maintain its performance when, say, the XKR is running at sustained high speeds. There's certainly an uplift in the performance with the Typhoon conversion. Though the shove of the standard car was hardly lacking, the greater thrust doesn't breach the tipping point where acceleration goes from breaknecking to head spinning, but the Typhoon certainly feels more determined, especially into 3 figures. The dry whine of the supercharger still penetrates the cabin, but it's now underscored by a satisfying deep, bassy throb. Having easy manual control of the gears feels good too, and if you find the sudden need for maximum acceleration, kick down will override your selection. Otherwise, once you press the sport button, you are fully in charge of the upshifts, as the engine limiter will remind you. After a couple of tries, I decided the weightier steering mode didn't really enhance the driving experience, simply too heavy. The Typhoon is a more sporting drive anyhow, with a smoother, shorter springs and steering wheel gear selection. Despite appearances, the fat, split rim alloys are reshod with the tyres from the XKR's original 20-inch alloys. Even so, a firm edge to the handling is felt almost immediately. You are much more aware of the quality of the road surface passing beneath the wheels, but the new spring rates feel well chosen. There's still plenty of absorbency. The Typhoon never becomes crashy around town, and the extra stiffness pays dividends at higher speeds, with more tightly controlled roll and pitch. The setup does seem to reveal the standard XK's ultimate lack of structural rigidity, most notably in long sweeping bends. It is about as firm as you could take the chassis without getting into body bracing, and about as far as you want to go without losing too much the XKR's everyday long-distance comfort. Racing Green offers a package on the XK8 convertible, but I can't imagine it works as well. The Typhoon has appeal, then handsome with a little more energetic, well judged dynamically, and offering more driver control and involvement. It'll be a rare sight too, not least because the upgrade cost a fraction under £18,000. A brand new XKR and you're up to £78,000. That's a lot, and with the new XK just round the corner, there's no way you pay 60 grand for an old XKR. Racing Green reckons it can supply a new XKR and convert it to the 450 Typhoon spec for a fraction under 70k. It will also convert a low mileage pre-owned car. Still too rich for you? There's always the 400 Tempest, which forgoes the engine conversion, full exhaust and button shift, and costs closer to 60,000. You still might seem a lot. That still might seem a lot for a car that's about to be superseded, but there's no denying its head-turning abilities. As ever, exclusivity has its price. Evo Team, February 2006. So if you want to read the article yourself, rather than listening to me read it, go to www.evo.co.uk/Jaguar/6380/Jaguar-XKR-450-Typhoon, and there will be a link in the description. Thank you very much for listening. If you are interested in modified Jaguar XK8s, XKRs, X100s, I certainly am. Please share any information you have with me, whether it be Chasseur, Paramount, Racing Green, Ardent, Grantley, Paragon, any sort of modified car. I'm interested. Please send it to owendr@gmail.com. Thanks for the Evo website for taking those cars out at the time and road testing them, and give us some feedback that we can share with you now. Thanks very much for the guys at Evo. And thank you for watching. Please like, comment, share and subscribe if you'd like to see more XK8 videos.